All right. See if we can optimize some more chips. I did one this morning. You can see how bad this one is. It's just disgusting. But I fixed the first one, and then this one right here, and then I had to go online because I was wondering why I couldn't move the 1 and 0 input deal, and like, why couldn't I just take this and rotate it? And then when I moved the whole thing, instead of looking at things so kind of one-dimensionally in that sense, because I was doing the schematic too literally, just following it. Let me turn this down because I always keep it a little too loud. So I just had to turn things. I had a pretty decent design, um, but this one is better. So I think that I'm going to be going with this, and it'll help make my other chips further down the line way more efficient. And then as I continue to progress through more levels, this stuff will only get um, easier, because you can see that chip that I was making where I was going to make the 8-bit version, and I'm just like, this thing is going off my damn screen, and it's because I'm just making it work. I wasn't trying to lessen the blocks or get the NMOS and PMOS stuff and get all that stuff crunched together. I wasn't doing that. I was just happy to make them work. So this is a pretty efficient design. I may spend a minute on it to see if there's anything else I can do, but you can see I'm still not 100% if this number here means that there's an even more efficient design. I don't think so, but that's what was bothering me. Is I was like, well, is there a way to move these things? And I'm not seeing it. But we definitely got it on a smaller die, and this design's looking really good. So let me see if there's anything else I can do. This is almost straight down. And see, if this was moved over to the left, all it's going to do is shift everything to the left anyway. So these are in the very upper left corner, which you can see is 000, and your very bottom right is your 705. So I got it to a 7 across, 0 tall, and then a 5. So 0 x-axis, it would be a 5 negative y. I'd almost think it would be better to have the lower left be your 0, because then you're doing x going up and y going right kind of a thing. But it's whatever. As long as it's numbered and there's something to reference, you see how I'm at this guy right here. This is position 000. That's 700 because it's 7 across. So I'm looking at that as like x. I'm not sure what the tall. I've never really got that far with, I guess, whatever it is, trigonometry or whatever the hell it is. I'm not sure for that dimension part of it. I've only done I'm very basic math stuff with that as far as that's concerned. So I would do a lot of like X, Y, and things like that. Algebra. I didn't go to college or nothing. Most of my math is high school, and algebra and geometry. I like geometry too, but I don't recall learning anything about the tall, that dimension. I don't know what to call it. So don't look to me as some kind of a mathematician whiz. My job and the stuff that I do is very basic, algebraic type stuff and quite simple. And I just shake my head when a lot of people just don't do basic math at my job. That even my daughters can already do, but whatever. Everybody is good at something. I like math, and there's going to be people out there that don't like it and don't care, so that's probably why they suck at it, because they don't want to be good at it. So, okay, so I believe that this can't go straight down, because if we move it over 2 spaces, all it's going to do is move that over 2 spaces and move this thing over 2 spaces. So this right here, I am convinced, is my best design I can get out of the 0 and out of A. And then same thing with B. B is just handling the gates for these two, the NMOS and the PMOS here. And I believe that that's the most efficient design there. As far as this guy is concerned, since all 4 of those cluster are all together, you can't go down, so you have to go up. And unfortunately, in order to clear this guy, it's going to have to go up 3. 1, 2, 3 in order to clear it. And if it goes up 2, it causes a short at this position right here. Okay. So unfortunately, we have to do that. And then it's split. Combines with the in-between of the PMOSs. Comes out. That's what this guy is right here. And it goes over and combines with this guy right here. This little square, this combining right here, is that right there. And then it goes over to the output. So I don't. I wonder if that would matter. Okay, I have an idea. Let's try this real quick. It might not work. Yeah, it touches that. That's a problem. Okay, that's why that won't work. I had a feeling it wouldn't. Alright, so in order to not touch here, this part right here, this has to go up 2. So, because I was thinking if there was a way to not do that, then I can lower this top one here. See, they touch right there. And bringing this guy over, you're just going to end up touching this one right here. So not much of an option there. That is 2 spaces right here in between these 2. So that needs to stay tall there. What am I doing? This thing is a little wonky. My camera skills are not obviously the best. Same thing here. I had to leave. You have to leave this guy up because otherwise it would touch either here or here. Okay. So here's another thought. Thinking ahead, I'm thinking, what else can I do in case I need to bring something like overhead? Then it may be an idea to bring this down, but the problem is if you go dipping down, now you have to dip back up for this guy, and that would make it a little less efficient. Sorry about the camera, I'm screwing this up. So in order for this line right here to stay efficient, we'd have to do it like that. Which means if you have to cross this chip at some time, then what you would do, you can't. There's not enough space. You need three. You would need 3 blocks so that you can take block number 2, 1, 2, 3. The 2 lane would be open for you, and you don't have that here. So I couldn't feed anything through here. But you could feed something right here potentially, right? You got 1, 2, 3. No. Here's open space. See, look at it from here. Okay, that's the corner block. 1, 2. You only have 2 blocks right there. So that's not going to work. Okay. I think at that point, it'll be something you just have to kind of deal with later, but this is about as efficient as this guy can get. We cannot take the output and put it here. It'll short out to this guy, and I think it'll mess up the PMOS. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can do anything with that. Same thing with these inputs. They can't be moved over. Because if they could, I would just have them right on those devices. So I'm pretty convinced this is as good as this thing gets. So I was close. I was really pretty close to figuring it out on my own. I just needed to simply rotate. Just simply needed to rotate the pieces, and then I could have rotated the board, and then there you go. So my previous design, I was thinking to I don't even know if you'd call it a dimension. I just wasn't rotating the piece. So I was forcing myself to run the lines down, and that wasn't efficient. So this is a pretty efficient chip. So let's see how I do with the next one. So 95 blocks. Why is it saying 119 now when I've had a 115 for the ticks? Which one was 115? I think I'm okay, but I'm just double checking something. Must have had something. Maybe it's this output here. I must have had a better, yeah, I want to say on my other design, I had one that, probably this one, that had a lower, one of them had like a 28 tick, I think. So what I was struggling with was the block count. My block count seemed kind of high, but my ticks were pretty good. So if you need the chip to have better ticks and you're not worried about the material, the budget, then I have that other design will get you a shorter, I believe it's this output right here, if you turn it. So, but we can move on to the next one. Okay, so I saved the blueprint. Where do I need to go to get to the next one? Okay. All right, so that's the NAND chip. So now you can see my horrible design again, but we're going to start that over, and we're going to start from scratch, and we're going to fix this right. We're going to get much better chips. All right. So we need the NAND, and then we're going to do the NOT. Okay. Now I don't think this is an AND gate, so I don't think I actually have a NOT. Right? I don't see one. Why don't I have a saved? Because I did. This is the next part, so I didn't save one. Why am I not remembering this part? This is the next step. What was the... I should know this. Why am I having trouble with it? I guess this will be a common theme of this game. There is not a specific schematic or thing for just a NOT. But what did I do with it previously to make it? It's a basic, just a filter. It's just an in and an out, and it's just it's a gate. Yeah, it's a NOT gate. So you're taking the output and going through another gate. But what did I do with it before? Let's look at it again. Taking the combined output and making it the input to another gate, set of gates for a PMOS and an NMOS. So that's all we're adding is another PMOS and an NMOS, and then you also need your I and O, your input out, your I and O feeds as well. Okay. So that is out. Let's see, it's turned now, so I need to make sure I'm properly working on it, right? So that's turned, so now we are going this way with it up top. Okay. So now that's an output over to PN. That guy is going to go to that. That guy is going to go over to that. and then you have a combined output. All right, I think I got it. So now, how do we do that? We need, I'm going to set it up just to get it set, and then I'll work on its efficiency. Okay. So the problem with this design is now I'm going back to my original way, and I don't want to do that. So is there something else I can do? I'm using this output. Let's not worry about the efficiency, just get it on the board. Okay. Um, that should be fine. Okay, that's feeding that. That guy feeds that. Problem is this guy right here. This is where you're going to lose your efficiency. And I have a feeling that these aren't going to be here. I'll probably move them closer to these guys, and then that output, that way you have one singular. I'm already thinking, I already know I'm redesigning this at this time. But let's just show what we need, show that it works. It's going to be a better design than what I have, and then I'm going to work on its efficiency. I know the way I'm doing this is not as efficient, but the end result is going to be what matters, and then I'll get better. My brain is different. Everybody's different, so I'll figure this out. I just want to make it work, and unfortunately, the only way to make it work, if I'm doing it over here, is extremely inefficient. So watch. So again, I'm not worried about making this too super perfect. I'm just showing that this works. Okay. Oops, I don't want to do that. Okay. This is still a better design than my previous one. So let's just see. Look, my previous was 218 blocks, 1800 over 1800 volume, same MOS, same ticks for some reason. That's interesting. Let's just save it, and let's keep working on it. So you see we're still in the yellow. It's still only satisfactory. All right, so where is the problem? The biggest problem I can see is feeding 0 over to the input side of your NMOS. Okay, how do we fix that? So the closer we can get this guy to this guy, the better. And then this guy can maybe stay where it's at. But now we're going to end up, if they're too far apart, because we still need this output from the previous design. We just need this output here to still feed the gates. These are the gates. Okay. So how can we do that? We need the one input here, which this isn't bad. This one's not too bad. Here's what we got going for us. The one, that input is not bad. The output feeding these gates is actually the most efficient. Right? Or can we We don't want these touching though. We need that space, correct? Because otherwise they'll attach. Because we don't want this guy feeding that. We need their output. Combined output is the new gates. So we need it this way. So the most effective way to feed the gates is what we're doing right here. And I do believe as well the most effective way to feed the one to this feed through here is what we're already doing. So how about then it's going to need to be taller. Which is fine. We won't lose a block if we come directly off of it. We came too far over. That just seems terribly inefficient. Yeah, you got a 50 in there when you do that one. I can't scrunch these two guys together because then it'll short out those inputs there. So I need a feed to the gates and I need these feeds to be separate. Unless, I hope I'm not making the same mistake where I'm just thinking of it too one-sided. But if we take things one at a time, again, you can't move the PMOS. You can't move it up because it'll be touching that. So it's got to be where it's at. If you move it, north, if you move it up the, I guess you'd call that the y-axis. This is the thing. This is a negative y-axis because it starts at 0 and goes reading up. This really, I think, should be negative. I guess it depends on how this thing's really perceived. It's probably just perception. I'm probably wrong, but I think the way I see it, if this is 0, 0, 0, then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that's your starting point. If you're going to the right, that should be plus X. To the left is minus X. And then when you're doing the y-axis, going up, not tall, but out. If you're just doing a two-dimensional plane, the y-axis going up is the positive y, and the going down is the negative y. So I think that this number here on the bottom right should be 11, 0, negative 6. But whatever, it's just a number on this thing for a location on this die. So as long as you understand that's what that number is, then you're fine. Um, so my number one problem, I believe, is this guy right here. And the problem is because I have to have this NMOS chip way over here. It's just got to come over here and reach it. But the thing is that this is only a satisfactory chip. There is a way to make it more efficient. So let me look at it this way. Okay. What else can I do here? Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. So is there anything I can do this way? You can't go around to the left because you're going to basically do this. You're going to be using about the same amount of blocks, especially if it's going over here. If you take these guys and put them over here, it's going to move. Here's the thing that I'm noticing is the 1 and the 0 has to be in the upper left. The A and the B flow, the inputs have to be on the left, and your output has to be on the right. Simple as that. And so because these guys are getting an input and supplying an output, putting these guys over here isn't going to fix it because it's going to shift the whole thing left, and then you're going to have this extra long output because now this thing right here, the output of this chip has to come around somewhere somehow to feed the gates to this new set of the chip to the NOT gate. So where else can I put this stuff to do this? We can if we turn the NMOS and NMOS and PMOS to where instead of it feeding the gates this way, maybe we can feed it long ways. Turn both of these. Then your inputs for these guys can all be on the right side right here. But let's just do that to show. I don't think it's going to be more efficient. I don't think it's going to help. And again, if I actually move this way, it's going to screw it up. But let's just do what I'm saying just so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's just do it real quick. Even though I'm pretty confident it's wrong. But you can see how that's supplying those gates. So that's done. That supplies that. And now we need to fix the inputs and outputs. So this guy, we could bring this one lower and it'll be easier to bring the other one. But it's still too far. Which still makes that thing too inefficient. That should be good enough there. See, that's even longer. And what I was looking at was this guy. So this should be worse. See, one of them's pretty short, but the other ones are longer. So see, same amount of blocks, same amount of ticks. Interesting. No, I shaved off 2 blocks doing it that way. Let's go ahead and save it. I'm not sure if I'm onto something, but maybe I'm onto something. Because now, if I can shift it up, I can shave 2 blocks there. I'll have to move this up, but that's okay. I can make that work. Let's try shifting it up 2 blocks. So you can leave that there. This, well, I'll connect it. So you're going to see, I'll connect that to that. If those are touching, that would be a problem, right? Or is it not a problem? Because the gates will take care of that. It won't short out because of the gates. I think I'm going to still have to do it this way. Let's verify that I can make this thing work. No, they're touching. It's okay. See that? I think this one added a few blocks by moving it up. It's 2 more blocks, 6 more ticks. So yeah, so this input's a little longer. This one is a little shorter. This one's a little longer. And so you have 3 blue outputs. So any way I can make the blue more efficient, that's what I want. And that's what I'm struggling with, is I don't see where I can make it going this way. I don't see where I can make the blue more efficient. Well, we'll look at the blue here. When both are blue, that's your shortest one. Not sure. I don't see where swapping the NMOS with the PMOS is going to help, because then you're starting to kind of cross these guys, and then you're going to have to find ways to get around. I could try it, but I think I have to move them back down again. Okay. I think I just figured out something. I see something that might help. Can do that. You still need. You still need that to touch, and that's not going to let you do. Let me try something here. The whole point of doing all this stuff is to experiment, right? What if we bring you here? Yeah, I can do that. And then does that mean I can go here? Did we just maybe figure it out? Is this it? And then I need to shorten the thing. And I don't know which one. Let's see what we got. It's compact. We got less blocks, less ticks. All right. Hang on. Can now as if I bring that up there, it's going to touch here. See him again. How do I get it to just show me 46, 21, 46, 41? So the blue is the most efficient. It literally comes right out and goes there. The red is having to go through all this stuff when they're both red. Okay. So if we can move this red to this one, but then no, I think we'll be okay. I think if we swap those two with this design, I think we'll be okay. Because I'll just hop the red over here like I did this one. Right? Am I crazy? Or aren't I just back to that same problem? No, because all you're doing this anyways. So what's it to us if we have to move this over literally about 3 blocks? We lose 3 blocks there, but we're taking out all of this in the red to shift it up here. I think we're good. I think I've got it. This thing can stay. I'm going to be just switching the chips, the NMOS and PMOS. Okay. We don't need that. That guy feeds. There's the gates. We're done with that. That's going to touch. I need to bring it here. Yeah, I'm still losing another block. No, I'm really not, because it was here. Now it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had to add an additional 5 blocks plus 1 back, so about 6. We added 6 to the blue, but we're going to be getting rid of at least like 12 on the red. See? Validate it. 45, 21, 47, 40. What? So probably move this output up here. 45, 21, 47, 40. What am I missing? What am I not seeing here? I may have to not just stick with my original chip design to make this other one more efficient is probably what's going on. Trying to work with what I got, which was my intentions all along, may not be the optimal way to do it for the next step. Because the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm fighting having to, with this here, when all I would have to do is maybe shift it. You got this output feeding those gates, which comes from there. You have your output here. No, the problem is because you're using a desired output between these two guys, you need these guys to be over on this side, just like the previous one. That's where your output is. You're screwing yourself if you try and swap things around to where now you're running an output from like way over here and running it all the way out to finish, because it's going to be here. The output needs to be on this side of the die, and your A and B input stuff is going to be on this side. And then these guys are in the upper left always. But how do I make it more fair? I'm seeing it because I'm like, I got one that's at a 21. Why? But that's the ticks. I think it's because that's how many blocks it's filling up. No, not necessarily. Just curious. So the output doesn't affect that. I'm stumped. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Not that I want to give up, but I'm it's looking good. It is efficient, but I think I'm missing something that I'm not tying together that's going to help me realize, hey, this is something you can focus on. That'll make this chip better, make this design better. To save on blocks, it's so like, let me show something as an example. To save on blocks, I don't want to do something like that because that costs me more blocks. It's going to achieve the same thing, but it's going to cost me more blocks. See? So that's where I fail there. So you want to share blocks as much as you can, like that. So that being said, you can see a potential problem with this guy because the that feed, it's not sharing blocks, it's two separate lines, where this one at least is sharing up until this point right here. But this is just from a material perspective. I'm still inefficient. Whenever I'm sending red down something, it's double. You see how it's doubling? There's something I'm missing that I'm not getting. I do see an awful lot of red. And you can see when it comes to blue, there's just not much going on. Why? So having this thing here, I can't I can't turn it around because we want the in between to be the output. All right, let's look it up since I'm not making any progress. I'm trying to see what I have to do to try and be similar to this one right here. This one's very effective. So when these are both blue, those gates, it's closing off the red, and all you're doing is feeding the blue. So it's simply going along this route here and going to there. That's just 21 ticks. That's it. The red has got so much going on that whenever you do the red gates, okay, it's feeding the red all through this shit, but it's also feeding that there, feeding that here. So there's like extra. Even though the flow is still fairly decent, the flow itself getting there is fine, but it's doing so much other stuff that it counts that as those ticks. So I'm thinking about, okay, what if I were able to turn these PMOSs around to where the one just went straight to the middle, and then you have the outputs combined to this line here. You know what I'm saying? So like instead of this guy going down here and this guy going down here, it would just go right down into the middle and feed the PMOS, feed both of them, and then those outputs tie into this output right here. So this would be an output to boom, and then this would be an output over to that guy, boom, and it would feed the next set. So that's my guess as to what is needed. And then what that'll do is it'll get rid of this guy right here. All that would need to do is come over to here, because this input here would be an output. So you would just jump her from here to here at that point. And then that would also tie into this other guy, because that's, you're taking the inputs, making them output, and an output making it an input. You're just reversing it. So I'm going to look and see if that's what people did online. I probably just need to join the Discord on this stuff. I don't see anything online. Unless it's, let's see. Not seeing anything yet. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, the design I have is good. I'm just trying to get um, what I believe would be the most efficient. Like it just seems like, because see, this number changed too. The previous design had an 85 at different ones, so it just seems like there's a solution for an even more efficient design that I'm just not aware of. That gets rid of apparently maybe upwards of 40 blocks, about 38 blocks in the best scenario. And there's your ticks as well. The ticks are looking like it's roughly what, 130 something, 135 range, or is that 145? It's hard to tell. So it's probably in that Discord. I don't. I haven't added Discord to this computer. I have it on my previous one because I only used it for Warcraft a while back. I do want to figure this out. I'm not making as much progress here because I'm even turning it and trying a few different things. I'm not seeing where I'm making any headway here. It's like I think I'm onto something, but I'm not there yet. I think the red is the issue, and which is where I tried. That's why I tried this design here. So it seems when the red is feeding out of. So what about this? What if I were to swap the NMOS with the PMOS on my previous design? Then what would happen is again you're kind of crossing at that point where you're going to have your red input is going to effectively be here, and your blue input's going to come down to this one. But would that work to help lessen the red? I think it would. Damn it. It's a lot of work just to try something that I'm not sure of. trying to visualize it in my head first. And I'm expecting like some kind of an epiphany where I'm like, oh yeah, if I do that and that, I can see the flow is gonna be much better. That's gonna be way better. And I'm like, nah, it's like I'm yeah, you're moving it around, but it's like it's gonna be the same result is what I'm kind of feeling. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Did I screw that up? Yeah, I did. I'm just trying to get the bottom. It still doesn't like that. I think I screwed this up. Okay. So now we need to switch this stuff. The gates are fine. Okay. So we just swapped them. PMOS is on the bottom, NMOS is on the top. Okay. All right. So let's work with the PMOS first. That's the one. That's where this guy is just going to go straight down. It's just going to go straight down. Over. And then this guy's output needs to go up. Over. Damn it. I need more room. Okay. All right, PMOS is done. Its output is heading there. I don't think we need that. Alright, let's work on the in-moss. You are going to go in on one side and come out the other. Now, here's where we cross, is right here. No, I can come down right there. No, they touch. Well, we can fix that. We can go a little higher with this guy. It's not the end of the world. I didn't go higher. I need to go up one. Alright, pay attention. This isn't too big of a deal. We need to go in that one side and come out the other, which is going to be my output side. If we need to, we can just come in right there. If this is too much of a hassle, why don't we just come in on this side since we're already coming in there anyways. Okay. There we go. $18. The blue is 18 now. That's what I'm really struggling with, is why am I getting that so low, but everything else is in the 40s. That's something I'm completely missing about the red. So whenever they're both red, I got 49. What is it that I'm not understanding about the ticks? It's worse. But the blue didn't change. What is it that I'm missing? When I move my output, the blue, when it's both blue, it doesn't change. But the other guys suffer. What am I missing? Why isn't the... It's got to be this stuff that I'm fighting. Because now I got the blue to where it's literally just one line and then it's just a little short little jumper for that spot too. Whereas the red is just all over the place here. See this stuff? And because I have to feed in the PMOS from the inputs on each side, that's where I'm saying that I think I need to try and feed it from the middle and make those parts the output. And just swap the input with the output. I'm serious. I think that's what it is that'll fix it. So we're going to try that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because there's the output. I can just jumper that output. Problem is going to get this guy over there. Okay, that's there. And then this guy just needs to go here. And then this one. It could probably just go right there, would be fine. Oh, I'm touching that blue. Why? What I basically save on this input here, I'm losing on those outputs. Those really are screwing me up. So then shift them back to what they originally were, probably. glue so low with the ticks. Just fighting it. Just fighting it. The answer's probably right in front of my face. This is going to be tight. I don't think I can do that. $48, $21, $49. Jesus Christ. Can't wait to see this design that somebody made. They just go, oh shit, look at that. It's again, I think I'm stuck with, I'm not thinking outside the box. I'm missing something. This was my best one, right? 46, 21, 46, 41. Yeah. Well, I had one a little bit better. One less block, one less tick somewhere that I didn't save. I think Maybe it was this. $46. Oh, there's an extra block there that I accidentally left. Let's see if that works. I don't get why moving the output doesn't seem to change anything. I guess because, again, the ticks are looking at how many blocks they're filling up. So did I leave an extra one somewhere again that they're filling up? I don't know. Because this is where most of the red stuff goes. So having it there seems like that would be the most effective for whenever there's a red. But even if you, regardless of what you do, it's going to backfeed and stop at that gate. So I can't get rid of that. This essentially shares all the way to there. So yeah, all right, Jim, get your camera straight, dude. Dig it. This has kind of been like similar to like usually like a computer or network optimization of some kind. You're just looking at your bottlenecks. That's my problem is I don't understand why when the red is going down, it's double what the blue one is. So again, would it be more efficient to swap the PMOS, make this guy the input, the inside the input, and make those guys the outputs? The problem is this guy. And what I can probably do without sacrificing too much is swap these two guys. Put the blue down here and the red down there. But see, I did this to make it more efficient, but I can jump right from up here and that'll shorten it. If I have the input in the middle, that'll shorten it. And if the outputs are on the outside, you're going to be adding blocks there. But I will be saving here because this guy will jump from here to here. That's what I was trying to do. So let's do that again. We're going to swap these two guys. So the red will be up top, and the blue will be on the bottom. Okay. Just leave that alone for now. Okay. Okay. We are going to take this guy and go over to this guy. That will touch, so I need that to not do that. Okay, let's get this out of the way. We're going to have to do this way. Okay. There's its input to that. That's fine. Same thing for the red. We're going to take do that. This guy, because we need this output to come over. This was the tight spot that I had trouble with. So let's go up. It's going to touch. That's going to touch. So I can't do that. So I need this to go higher. Why do I feel like I'm doing the same thing, expecting a different result? Oh, that one's going to be in the way. Okay. So wait, what am I doing? I was fine where I was at. Okay. Blue there, output there. No, what am I doing? This is the output. Why did I do that? I need see, it's going to be difficult because they're crossing. And you need that to go there too. So how the hell do you do this? See, that's going to touch there. So you can't do that. That's going to make things difficult. Do that. There's your input. output. It's going to be worse. 49, 21, 50. Same thing. Because you're fighting, you're crossing. You need to try and do everything in a way that's linear and not non-linear. Linear. You need it linear so it's not crossing. The more you're crossing, the more inefficient you make it. So yeah, you're just adding crazy blocks trying to get around shit because you're stepping all over yourself. Still touching. Now it's touching there. See? Inefficient. No matter where you go, you're trying to duck and dodge shit. I got rid of that schematic. This is the best one I've come up with. So what about the gates? You're sending the gates the output. So here's your output there. The output's pretty efficient. That right there is not bad. Every time I move that up, it still doesn't matter. When I swap them, it does not matter. And I need this one crossing. Okay, why don't I keep the red on top and the blue down? when I swap these two here. So let's try this. Okay. So that's the same. Let's finish this guy. This is the easiest. Just bring it here and down. Okay, that's done. So to do. Bring the blue there. Red there. Get rid of this. Okay. 45. Hot shit. Nah, 47. 40. Alright, so we have more blocks, same ticks. See, that's what's throwing me off. I just added more blocks, but the blue's perfectly fine. It doesn't change. That's what I'm trying to wrap my brain around is, I guess the blue goes there. That's the shortest path, and it's not having to go through here. Even with that gate open, it doesn't matter. The blue's just going to follow this path when they're both blue. Am I just not seeing? Maybe I don't need to pay attention to that stuff. I don't really understand. Like I'm adding to the blue, and it still says 21. And that's what I'm fighting. Is I'm trying to figure out how to get the red stuff to 21. Maybe I'm fighting something that's not important. Maybe I'm just not getting it. So at this point, I'm like, oh, I shortened that. That should be even better. And it's not. It doesn't make any fucking difference. All right. Is there a way that we can slow? It says 25 ticks a second. That's faster. So I think the way you have to think about it Maybe I'm wasting time worrying about, like, this is the voltage, like this is the power, and this is the activation of things. So as long as the gates are efficient, it'll allow the signal to flow. So the problem with is when you turn them red, is it has to alter a state, which changes the flow. So as you can see, no matter what I do to these guys, this stuff doesn't change. So I'm starting to think that this matters less and this matters more. So you want your output, you want those connections to be more efficient for when they change states. Because look, when you validate, this isn't turning off and on each time. This stays on constant. Just screwed it up. See, I can't turn those things off. I wasn't paying attention. What does it do when it switches to that second state? Here it is in this state. The output is blue. When you change A to blue, all it does is change that, but it doesn't alter it. This gate, these gates here, has nothing to do with this one, and so that's why it doesn't alter it and it doesn't change it. So I was thinking about it, like when I went to go use the restroom, I was like, there's something I'm completely missing that this is why I'm spinning my wheels. I'm chasing a ghost. I'm just not going after what I need to go after. So I kind of thought about it, and I was like, well, let me just see what it's doing when it's checking the state, the steps going to the next state or whatever. And that's exactly what's going on, is where you're switching from 1 to 2, there's no change. See? It's just opening and closing that gate that has nothing to do with its current state. That's why you got a 21 tick. That's why it's perfectly fine. Now, when you're at this state, this is the 21 because nothing really changed at all except you're just changing those gates that have nothing to do with the current state. Now when you switch both to red, it has to do all that stuff. So it's changing this output, it's changing this state, and it turns to red. So that's why you see increased ticks, because there's the states are being changed. There's things being changed. It's being altered. And then when you turn A to blue, it changes that gate, which changes that state, which is, so it's going to take time to readjust. So, that being said, when you're altering these gates, how can you get this flow over to here quicker? This is the key to making this chip more efficient, is how does this guy get to here quicker to change these gates and then to change the state. So I'm fighting bullshit with these guys. These guys are not as important. They're important, but they are not these guys. This is what's changing the states of the circuit. So how can I flow it quicker to the new set of the new PMOS and NMOS, so that when the state changes, it's more efficient. Is there a way to do that? And you already have an efficient chip that has a good output, but adding to it is a problem. So that's why when I swap these, it just doesn't matter. But I get less blocks if I do it that way. So I can change them back, because you're currently at 155 blocks, if I remember right. 147. Okay. So swapping these two guys will make it more efficient material-wise. That works, right? Yeah. $44, $154. What am I missing on the blocks? And remember, this should be the best output, because 3 of your outputs are blue, which should be flowing through there, right? Is there a better way to do this, guy? I don't think that helped. Did it? Okay. That's the 46 tick. So what it's counting is flowing to the output, but also when it's changing, so when it's alternating. So turn it on. There's your gateway. It's got to flow to do that gate and then to allow it through. That's why it takes 46 ticks. When it's this way, it's going to flow to activate that, to allow that, and then it gets out. And that's the only red. Right. Since there's two of these columns, let's try lowering it. So what we're going to do is have the blue go over it. How are you going to do that when you need that red to go down? Seems like that's going to be inefficient. Again, it doesn't change because this isn't like the finish line. It's going to count that there's extra shit here. That's the problem with that. So there's a couple of crossings. Here's one that's this is an inefficient crossing right here. There's not a whole lot you can do about that, because if you have to go up 2 blocks to get over this. And you're lowering it so that this can be lower. But what's the point if you're coming up from above? It doesn't really matter. But you're sharing this. So the lower you can make this, you can, for every 1 block you can lower this guy, you can get rid of 2 blocks. See what I'm saying? So that's why that helps. But this is as low as it can go here. It's the same route, isn't it? That should be the same amount of blocks. I believe it is. You're going back to messing with these again. All you're doing is shaving blocks. You're not shaving ticks, because once these are flowing, once this is done, it's done. So this, I believe, may only affect the first one. So with that being that, and this being this, the quicker you can get this blue to here and this red to here, the better for the first one. So you want to start heading down as quick as possible with these guys. So the first tick doesn't matter with the the input, the one. What matters is this guy. But he is going to be here and ready to go quick. So we need this red output to get there and open these gates quick. See? And I believe it was this guy right here that I saw open the flow. That took the longest. And that touches. I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. To give me room just in case I need to do something around there later. That's flowing there. That's flowing there. I might need a break. As much as I am enjoying trying to figure this shit out, but it's rough. And I kind of want to see another design to see if I think I'm not thinking outside the box enough, but I'm starting to sense I'm moving somewhere in the right direction, maybe. See, I'm telling you, man, it's just not. I'm trying for streamlined chips. Well, again, what I'm really trying to avoid is like being happy with this, but it's not streamlined, and then I use this for other designs, and then there's an actually more efficient, better way to do this design, and it's going to end up having a snowball domino on the other ones and change all those ones again. So I'm kind of being extremely picky and obnoxiously what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even. I think my brain's fried. I can't even think of the fucking word. Can't think of it. trying to make sure that I've made the best possible design I can to use for the next one, is all I'm trying to do. But this is, it's kicking my ass. I think the answer is right here in front of me, and I'm just not. I don't know. It's definitely compact. So that's showing that that's good. Does that mean that I can get rid of one of the mosses? Is this what I'm missing? So I filter out of this guy into two more, a P moss and an N moss. You telling me that there's a way to maybe only need one? Maybe that's what I'm missing. How would I do that? Let's see it again. How can I achieve the same result but only need one additional, whatchamacallit? Is there any way to make this thing go slower? Yes. In that state, we need that guy. In this state, there's no change. So here's the necessary parts at this point. One and two is doing that. Okay, changes that. No change. The blue is going through. This one. I'm going to change it back to blue. I don't think we need this guy right here. And by getting rid of that guy, we don't need it here. So one of these we don't need. Yeah, I need to be able to send that to the rail. It's going to touch. So that one stops the blue from going through there. Okay. Shit. I need all of them. So what are you talking about that there's 5? Jesus. That's what I don't get. Supposedly there's a more efficient design where you only use 5. All right, there is. There's 1 and there's 2. That guy has. That guy has 2. So you see where they're flowing. And then you have an A and a B that activates the gates. So that's alternating that state. So you have I'm going to have a light bulb moment. It's going to happen. There's something very basic that I'm missing. I'm seeing it's about how the flow that I can divert and change and still have the same results. All I care about is these results. That's all I care about. So there is a more efficient way to achieve these same results that I'm missing. And you see how the first 2 are just strictly from This right here, flowing through. All it is. See? So all I need is this guy active, and in the red going into the gate, and that's it. That's all I need, and the first two are solved. Now when we switch, this becomes blue, and then you have the 1 is your red going through. So that guy's the first 2. We got this, 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 and then what do you have left? That's blocked, and it goes back to this guy. So it's this guy. Okay. So in order to solve that, it's really simple. That with a red gate. Go back to this. See? That was red gate. Red gate. This was blue gate. Blue gate, and then back to the red gate again. That was red gate. This is completely doable. How do I get it to where I can keep the red? All I need is a red gate up every time this time is up. I just need this gate to be red. So let's go through it one by one. Starting with A is red, B is 0. The reason this gate is red is because it's not because of this. It's not because of the NMOS. It's because of the PMOS. The PMOS is red. It's allowing your input there, your 1, to go down and flow through and allow the red to go out of this PMOS here. But it's not the A doing it. It's the B doing it. The A is blocking this red. The B is not blocking this red. So we need this PMOS during this state to make it work. If I remove it, if I remove this one, it doesn't matter. The current will still flow to allow that to go through to activate this red gate and still allow the blue through, and we get the result we want. So in order to achieve the first result, all we need is the blue square, red A does nothing, blue B activates the gate. So all we need for the first result is the square, to NMOS 2, and B to PMOS 1. I guess we can label them whatever. This is the first chip. That's why I'm kind of labeling it as the first chip. And I know that that B only goes to that one, so they're their own ones. Result 2 is essentially the same thing. All we need for result 2 is the square going to NMOS 2 and B activating the gate for PMOS 1. Okay. Now for result 3, we need the I that flows to PMOS 2 and what's activating the gate for this blue here to stop this blue is not these guys, it's this guy right here. So the blue is able to flow through NMOS 1. So you need both of those. You need both A, B to NMOS 1. Then you need both, because both red gates are allowing the blue to flow through to output to this gate to stop this blue. So you need both of those. Okay. 4, you need the square to NMOS 2. And in order to activate the red gate to stop the red from flowing through, you need this guy right here. See, I thought I can get rid of this one, but that's not it, huh? That was that other one. They alternated on me. So how can we make that work? Because you see the blue gate here is allowing the red to flow through. This red gate here is going to stop the red. And this red output here, it's not an output, it's just backfeeding because there's a red gate there that stops it. So the red that we're seeing flow is coming from here. It's coming from this top guy. So that would be PMOS 1. And it's because of A to PMOS 1. So we do not need apparently we do not need one of the PMOSs. That's what I was saying. One of these I didn't need, but which one was it going to be? We need both NMOSs in that one set to allow that blue to flow through like it did. Let's check them again. It's red A, blue B. Okay. The red that's flowing through is coming from this guy down here. So there's red coming. Here. Flowing through this gate and coming here and activating that. So that's PMOS on the B side. they're both blue, there's no change. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. The PMOS on the B side. When they're both red, the red's flowing through from the connection there. The blue is coming from the active red gates on both of these guys, both NMOSs. So we need both A and B for that. When we do the final one, that's where the red's flowing through there for the PMOS on the A side. So the trick is going to be, is there any way to change that so we don't need one of the MOSs? The PMOSs are active out of 3 of them. Both of these are active. Okay, well then there's the thing there. We're only needing the NMOSs for one result, and they're both gated. Why couldn't we eliminate one of those? Because we only need one gate. We don't need 2 gates. So this is for this scenario here, where both things are red. And see, I tried that. We should be able to eliminate one of these NMOSs because they're basically double gating the same result. Why can't I bypass that like I did before? Why didn't that work? It's something on the other ones that they're stopping. What are they stopping? So here, the B stops this blue from going into the output. So you need NMOS B to stop that. Okay. On the next set, when they're both blue, it doesn't matter. Either one helps. So you're using A and B at that point. Either one helps. It's redundant. So at that point, B is still fine. You still don't need A at that point. So when they're both red, this is the double gate situation where, again, you don't need both. It's allowing the current to go through. Okay. So it's going through both A and B. But in the very first one, B is necessary. So now, if we leave B red and turn A blue, A is stopping blue from going through, and again tainting the output. So it's the final It's the final one that's the problem. So unfortunately, A fixes the problem for number 4. I don't understand how it's possible to remove one of the MOSs when they all the gates and everything that they do seems necessary. See here, A at this one is blocking the red. But it doesn't matter. This could let it through or not because we were already allowing red through. So even if this was blue, it still allows it. That's fine. And we're here, and we're blocking it from the output here. So this one doesn't matter at this point. So in the first one, PMOS, B is necessary to allow the red to go through to block the gate. Okay. When you're doing this, again, red is feeding from both directions to feed into that gate. So again, either or works. So you can use A or B. Doesn't matter. And then when they're both red, the red is being blocked completely. So the problem with this is by having both, you're feeding an input from both sides. You don't want the red. If you get rid of one of these guys, now your red, well, no, you'll be fine. The red still won't be able to flow through to the output. So again, you got some redundancy here with A and B is fine on the PMOS. Okay. But you needed B for the first one. You can use A or B for the second or third. And when it's blue, you are allowing red to go through A to block that gate. B is not letting it through. And see, this is blocked here. So there's what would happen is if we don't allow it to go through, this would just be gray because there'd be nothing. Because blue is blocked here and red is blocked here. So this guy is necessary for that situation. So we need that A. Okay. So that solution, man. How come I'm not seeing it? I'll go ahead and take a break on that. I feel like I'm right there with something, but I don't know what it is. And maybe this thing's just throwing me off. That I think there's something there that I can't even achieve, but I don't think so. Apparently, I can get rid of one of the mosses, the MOS. And shave off some blocks and some of these ticks too. Like I'm close. I'm trying to get streamlined, and I'm close. I just don't know what I need to do to get there. There's something else I'm missing that I'm not apparently seeing. And I think it's about being able to get rid of one of these the MOS deals. But when I go through it, I see like I need everything. For that third solution, that third tick, third deal, I need the blue to flow through both of these. That was the only thing I was looking at that was possible, that maybe I can get rid of one. But the problem is that they block other stuff for the other solutions. So I need both of those NMOS. I need B for the first one and A for the fourth. I'll get this. I think it'll start to really shape up. And then once I learn one thing, it's gonna be like, then I'll use it for the next thing, and then it'll start to my brain will start to open up. I know it's there. I really do know it's there. That was the one I was just working on. I mean, have I even logged in on Discord on this computer? Yeah, I have. All right, where is it? I think that's it. Okay. All right, well, never mind. I'll figure all that stuff out. just going to kind of take a break from it, and I'll check that Discord stuff and make sure I'm not crazy. I'm not going down the wrong rabbit hole or whatever.